Hi my darlings, I'm Sophie Darling and welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to episode 32 of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I had to double check there because I just watched episode 31 so my brain isn't locked in. We are seeing some motions coming into play that Roy hasn't been checkmated yet. He still has some tricks up his sleeve. And that Marco is alive but now disfigured by Scar, who didn't even think to warn him that that's what he was going to do. But we also know that Ed and Al are looking for May because May left, which means they could end up running into Scar again because they know Scar's back on the prowl. They know that May is out there somewhere, but they don't know that May has ended up back with Scar. So they could end up coming into contact with him, but not just him, Dr. Marco, who they haven't seen since they discovered the truth beneath the truth of his notes, that they were able to decipher what it was that he meant. So that's going to be particularly fascinating to see them interact with one another again now that they know the depth of his research. But without further ado, we're going to get into episode 32.
確かにこれそっくりだけど
But that isn't her.
うちの子可愛いでしょ絶対違う分かってるよ本当はどこにいるんだろう
He's like, I miss my Xiao Mei.
しぶといやつだな
Oh, Xiao Mei!
ごめんなさいね。いえ、休み
しててすみません。
外国の方？
That's
シンから来ました。
Roy's old commander, isn't
韓国
it?
かしら？
It sounds like him.
イーストシティって見
Kind
る
of
ところ
looks
ない
like
でしょ
him, just with a wig.
乗り継ぎで寄っただけで。
ノースシティギです。
おばあさん、ありがとう。
Does she have Xiao Mei? I was gonna say, I was like, where's Xiao Mei?
変わった猫ちゃんね。
I was about to worry that she was gonna leave her behind again. I'm not gonna lie, the groceries would be the last thing I'd be worried about. I'd be fixated on picking Xiao Mei up. Makes a difference. He hasn't killed them. He usually does.
西ですか
こちらは重軽傷者数名を出しました。
Are they misleading them as to where they're
スカーも必死なのでしょう。
actually going?
それにしても
Because he thinks they're going west, but they're
目
actually
立ちす
heading
ぎですね。
north.
さて仕事に出かけましょう
Like, is he trying to bait and switch?
まあいいでしょう
Oh, he
私には
recognizes
関係ない
that it's the commander, doesn't he? I keep saying commander. I think he was a commander. I'm not like entirely sure. Cute.
嫌なものよね。この年になるといつ自分がああなるのかばかり考えてしまう。
何をおっしゃいますか、ご婦人。見たところまだお若い。
You smooth talker.
グラマン中将閣下
General, sorry.
待ち
Not
合わせは
commander.
ヒューズ准将のお墓の前でしたわよね。念には念を入れ変装してきたのよね。
Smart.
いやさすが変人と名高いグラマン閣下。
褒め言葉として受け取っておき
Suits
ましょう。
him.
で、何の用？
Now he's like, let's get to business.
信用できる部下を引き剥がされちゃったら元も子もないでしょう。少し昔、わしがセントラルにいた頃にね、
Oh, so he
レイ
didn't
ブンに聞かれたよ。
know
完
the
全なる不死
Raven.
の軍団に興味はないかとな。
不死の軍団。
But then why did he say that Roy could trust him?
不死などくだらんと一周してやった。そしたらその後すぐわし、東方司令部に飛ばされちゃった。
左遷ですか。
おかげでごたごたとうるさい東部問題の尻拭い
Or
を
was
し
it
続
because
け
he
る羽
wanted
になっ
Roy
た
to
よ。
uncover what actually was happening?
リオールは大混乱に陥りましたが、初期の段階で東方軍が迅速に行動して暴動を抑えることができました。
が、セントラル軍が出張ってきて、
And everything went to
東
shit.
方軍はお払い箱にされた。だったっけな。
リオールの治安が急激に悪化したのは、
Almost as if
セン
it's
トラル軍が入
intentional.
ってきてからです。
セントラルのやつら、なんか企んでるよ
And
ね。
extermination. Wiping them out again.
わしの引退まで平穏無事でいてくれんもんかの。
またまたご冗談を。
But why did he say that he could trust Raven if he got fucking demoted after saying no, he didn't believe in immortality? Or it
わ
was
しを
just
焚きつけるためにここに呼んだか。
because he
Yeah,
suspected
yeah.
something.
セントラルが面白いことになってきたおかげで、
I wanted Roy to figure it out.
また燃え上がってきたわい。
本気を出す
He's
と
locked
化粧
in.
が崩れますよ、ご婦人。
あらいけない。
Oh, he saw Xiao Mei. He's gonna mention that he saw her.
なんでこんなに連遁術の記述が少ねえんだよ。
Maybe it's been erased from the
真にわたって
library.
本物を学ぶか。オートメールであの砂漠声は。
He'd burn alive. What the? Like, I wanna go.
見つけたぞ、エドワード・エロリック。
I'm
さ
strong.
何やってんだ。
図書館ではお静かにである。
I love him so
お
much.
主、白黒猫を連れた真の少女を追っておるらしいな。その少女、北へ向かうらしいぞ。目撃者の話によると、イーストシティから北へ行くと言っていたとか。待て待て、焦るな。持って行け。
Oh?
なんだこれ。
紹介状だ。
I love the
役に立たんかもしれんが
Mustache on it.
まず、会え。
See
あ
her?
って誰に。
Is it Armstrong's lover?
北方司令部よりさらに北。
His
ドラクマとの
family?
国境を守り、ブリッグスの北壁の異名を持つ将軍、アームストロング少将だ。
Oh? Major Armstrong? Like a sister? They're not intending to get away. They're gonna jump onto this train. Smart. Where have they gone?
どこへ？
It's like magic.
司令部に報告しろ。あれはウエストシティ行きの列車だ。
あのメイってこの遠隔連星術すごかったな。
It was insane.
あれ使えたらいいな。ノックス先生のところにいるときにもっと聞いておけばよかった。
The Furious Sun.
リンは
What if he
うまく
knows
特化
about
した技術って言
alchemy?
ってたけど。鋼の錬金術師さんの兄弟の大きい鎧さんですか？
I love that he's like one of the few people to get it right. So many people confuse him as Fullmetal Alchemist, and he's like, no, you're the brother.
お静かに。あ、すみません。何
Oh,
の
he's
勉
so
強してるんで
cute.
すか？練炭術だよ。エルリック兄弟はこの錬金術先進国
Oh,
のメスト
don't
レス
say
で
anything to your
国家資
dad.
格を取れるほどの腕利きなんでしょ？それがなんで他国のマイナーな錬金術を調べてるんです
Minor
か？
alchemy of a foreign country. Maybe it's made to seem minor because they want this alchemy in the West to be superior.
練炭術は医学方面に特化してるというからね。人の命を救う技術として
I love the
新たな可能
animation
性
of
がない
this
か
show.
研究してるのさ。
支度しろ。行くぞ。
He's gonna lose his shit because Ed's here.
ホテルの荷物をまとめろ。お、どこのガキだ。
国家錬金術師のエドワードさん。うわー、噂通りちっちゃい錬金術師だ。
Teeny.
お前もう一回言ってみろ。
Just
もう一回言ってみろ。
just crushes his head.
かよせあたりとか。
うわー、噂通り小さいって言ったらブチ切れるんだ。撃っちゃダメですよ。
Get your hands off the furious boy.
スリムブラッドレー。 大総統の息子の？
そうです。
You know how, like, they had Winry used against them? Maybe they're gonna be like, we're gonna use your son to get more information. I feel like Bradley cares more about his family than he lets on. He says he doesn't, but I think he does. Because he was told that, like, he'd been around humans too long and that they were corrupting him.
お父さんってどんな人かな？
立派な人です。普通の人なら音を上げてしまうような激務にも耐え、毎日国民のことだけを考えて行動しています。
Does he
そう
though?
なんだ。もういい年なんだから休めばいいのに。
It's so sad because they genuinely
仕
care
事
and
一
love
辺
for
倒の
him.
人でね。仕事はできるけど、女心のわからない当変木だったわ。
Like, she
もう失礼
genuinely
な
loves
男で
him.
私ビンタ張ってしまったの。
They're like, I can't imagine this. Oh! Hello.
まあ、
おかえりなさい。
おお、セリム。珍しく時間が空いたので、お前たちの顔を見にな。
Someone's informed him that they're
する
here.
と鋼の錬金術師君が来ていると聞いてね。
どうも。
お久しぶりです。
It's so sad because he idolizes his dad.
私たち夫婦に子供ができなかったの。
Yeah, because
だ
he's
か
a
ら親戚の子
homunculi.
を養子にもらったのよ。
親思いで優しい子に育ってくれた。
やめてよお父さん。恥ずかしいです。
A relative son. Could it be like an actual blood relative of his? Because they do look somewhat alike. Really
何か
sad.
ね。
Yeah, how can you be such an affectionate, loving father
いつも
and
司
be
令部にいらっしゃ
also
る
a
姿
piece
しか
of
見ていない
shit?
ので、やっぱりほら、ね
イメージのギャップってやつですよ。
君たちの家族とは少し違うが。
Aww.
ゆっくりしていってくれたまえ。国家錬金術師君。
Has to remind him that he knows where to target him if he doesn't play ball.
また遊びに来てくださいね。
ああ、また
What
な。
a sweet boy.
奥さんも息子さんも大総統がホムンクルスだってこと。
And they genuinely love and care for him, which means he also must love and care for them too. Can't all be an act.
とにかく北だ。北へ行くぞ。
まんまと逃げおせましたか。
Because he didn't go to the west.
これはウエストエリアの地図ですね
He。went north.
はい。
この間のどこかでスカートマルコーは消えた。飛び降りることは可能ですか？
できなくはないでしょうが、とても危険です。
そうですか。さ
They
て、
jumped off and
飛
traveled
び降りて
north.
どっちへ逃げたんでしょうね。北か南か。
Oh, the music! Oh, something's clicked in his brain. What clicked?
北に行くのってもしかしたら初めてじゃない？
そうだな。
雪見られるかな？
雪か。リゼンブールじゃめったに積もらなかったからな。
It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be chilly. So Kimberly smirked. So like something's clicked in his memory that's gone, oh, he's gone north. I don't know what he's seeing on the map, but something has locked into his brain. But I love that Grumman is like, you've reignited my spark. Everything's gonna come back in. But what I don't understand is why he told Roy he could trust Raven, because he was already demoted after that. So he was demoted after Raven came to speak to him, and then he took control of the East Command, which is where Roy was serving before he came to Central. So like, why would he be like, oh yeah, you can trust Raven? Why wouldn't he be like, you can't actually trust him? He's fucking weird. He's sus. So this whole concept of immortal soldiers is they're wanting to turn more people into homunculi to weaponize them. And again, this whole, once the Eastern forces were removed and the Central Command took over, everything went to shit. Yeah, because they're looking for another excuse to wipe out this area so that they can make more people into Philosopher's Stone, so that they can sacrifice more people for their own pursuit of power. That's what they're trying to do, and they need to justify it by saying that the place is too unruly, like they did with Ishval. They have to find a justification for it all. It's fucking so sick and annoying that they keep getting away with it. But who is Armstrong's formal invitation to? Maybe a sister in the north, but I love that his little, I can't remember what it's called, but like the stamp that you put on the letter is embossed with like the mustache and the little bit of hair that he has coming down, and the fact that he can just part bookcases as if it's nothing. Armstrong is like best boy. I love him so much, but the whole bait and switch is so incredibly clever. He's completely thrown them off, giving them enough time to get to the north. But as to what Dr. Marco may uncover in the north is something else entirely. But it may also be what Ed and Al are looking for, because they're looking for information on alchemy and they can't really find anything. It's almost as if it doesn't exist. And Salim was even like, why would you want to learn about like a minor version of alchemy when we have the most powerful version? Almost as if that's what they're led to believe. Because I imagine if you were in the East, they would probably say that the alchemy in the West was minor in power compared to theirs. It's as if they're demonizing this other form of alchemy that can be used to almost contest their version. Maybe their version is like a bastardized variation of alchemy. Maybe alchemy was the original form and their alchemy is like a corrupted variation of it that has been granted to the people in this land and has led to all these catastrophic events, because they keep saying that like there's something weird about the alchemy here. So like maybe it is just a corrupted version of alchemy that's been manipulated and co-opted for the power of the father, who I am presuming is the one that sacrificed everyone in Xerxes, because it seems odd that he has this incredible power to even turn off everyone's access to alchemy, as if he's not bound by the same rules as everyone else. He has this immense power, which means he could have created his own version, and it's a corrupted version of alchemy that he then gave to everyone in the West to serve his own purpose and his goal. Maybe. We'll see. This is really fascinating as to how this is all going to play out, but we're going to learn more about Armstrong and Armstrong's family, and I think potentially King Bradley may have emotional connections to his family. I think he likes to play it off as they're just a means to an end, but I don't think that's the truth. I think he does actually care about them, primarily because of the fact that Salim and his wife wouldn't be so happy to see him all the time if they thought that it was all an act, that he didn't actually care for them. Because yes, you could pretend to actually give a shit, but considering how long she's been with him and how long they've dated and they've actively tried to have children, there has to be some form of affection there between them for him to go through all that effort. I don't think it's without genuine love and care for his wife and the son that he's claimed. I think that's his weakness that the other homunculi don't have, and that is the emotional attachments he has because he was once human. So he has those sentiments that the other homunculi don't. So I think he wants people to believe that they're expendable, that he doesn't care about them, because he doesn't want people to know he has a weakness. But he does, because Salim wouldn't look up to him so much if he wasn't a good father figure to him, if he didn't care about him. And I know that he was there to threaten them by being like, I have a family too, as if to remind them of their own family and the family that he's essentially threatened to get rid of if they don't play along, hence the italicized state alchemists, because he basically said if they didn't stay state alchemists and play ball, he would harm everyone they care about. So they are playing along, and that's his reminder to them is, you need to play along or I'm going to hurt your family. So I think it was for him to remind them of their place, but at the same time, I think they're gonna get an indication that King cares more about his family than he suspects them to realize, because they don't know that he's a homunculus. They truly care and admire and love him. His wife even talks about how they started dating one another and the affection that grew between them, and that they couldn't have kids, so they obviously tried to have children. And I just don't think you could spend all these years and it just be an act. I think there has to be some element of truth behind it. And again, we also know from a prior conversation that Bradley was being almost berated for his affection for his family, that like he'd been around humans too long and that they had like weakened and corrupted him, and that he needed to become more resilient because it would betray and disappoint the father. So I think his family could be his downfall, in that they're his turning point to maybe working against the father and the other homunculi, because he doesn't want his family to be impacted. But we shall have to see, especially now that they're heading north and we need to learn more about what's going on, and if Scar and Kimberly are going to have their confrontation. And if Scar dies to Kimberly, I'm going to be fucking furious, because Scar deserves to have his revenge against the one that killed his parents and his brother. So I am rooting for Scar and for Scar to live, because I need Scar to have a full redemption arc. I need him to be working with Ed and Al and to come to terms with his trauma and to help create a democratic and better society, and to maybe work towards rebuilding a place for the Ishvalans to call home once more, to go back to their land and reclaim it and live in peace and not worry about being exterminated again and being taken over, that they can have their own democratic society. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next episode, bye!